After a long chase, the group stopped when they arrived in the western city. The group consisted of a beautiful woman, a bearded dwarf, and a guy who was extremely weird. Krillin tells them to fight somewhere else. The woman asks why they would do that. The Earthling replies that if they fight there, they will destroy the city and put people at risk. The ugly creature laughing asks why they would care about it, and Krillin, disappointed, says he thought that they had at least a little honor. But to his surprise, the dwarf says, "Those two may not have honor, but I do. As far as I'm concerned, your city won't be affected by the fight." Krillin thanks him. The ugly creature says that Krillin shouldn't have gone after them alone, and he concludes his sentence by saying that he is just a bald dwarf. And that last phrase makes the dwarf of the group angry. "What's wrong with him being a dwarf?" Gilmer says. But the ugly soldier says that he wouldn't be discussing nonsense. He says he thinks the other two are enough to finish Krillin, and that he's going to destroy the city for some fun. Krillin yells no, and watches the ugliest disciple walk away. He tries to chase after him, but the dwarf gets in his way. Krillin, without thinking twice, attacks the dwarf to try to get him out of the way. But he defends himself and retaliates with a kick that Krillin parried. But the blow was so powerful that he was thrown back a few meters. The dwarf disciple says, "Your opponent will be me." The woman asks about her. The man replies, "2 against 1 is not a fair fight." She says, "Whatever," and then flies to the top of the building and sits down to watch the dwarves fight. Krillin praises his opponent. He says, "You seem to have a much greater sense of honor than your friends. Why are you doing this?" To which the dwarf replies, "The law that rules the world is that of the strongest. That's what I believe. So if we have a power greater than you, we have the right to take over your planet." Krillin sighs, disappointed. What a disappointing thought. I'll finish you off soon to
Odczuwałby
go
siła!
after the other one. The enemy doing his fighting